longtime caller, Officer Andrews is back with us. As always, thank you for your service to our fair city, officer. What's new?
Mr. Jameson, you know I'm a fan, but I just saw Spiderman in action. I work with him to stop Wilson's businessmen from stealing back their hard drives. They need a stand-up guy.
Now wait a second, my friend. I'm not questioning your word. I'm sure what you said happened. But have you considered the...
Okay, so this station collects overflow data from all the others. Yeah, God forbid we waste Oscorp's server space. Anyway, do me a favor and make sure it's running smoothly, or everything these stations do is for nothing.
This isn't nearly enough server space. It's close to overloading. That'll trigger a purge, and everything Harry has will be lost. I can't let that happen. Wait. ESU has a backup server near here they never use. That can handle the excess data. But I'll need to realign the transmission dishes to make a link from here to there. Fast. The active receiver's easy to find. Okay, now to find another link in the array. Got it. Just have to keep doing that. What's taking up all that space on Harry's servers? Looked like DNA sequencing, but that seems beyond the scope of the research stations. Focus, Pete. It won't matter what's on the server if it all gets erased. Getting close. Should be in view of the ESU server now. Got it. Now I can initiate the data transfer if I hurry. Let's see. Looks good. Good. Looks good. It's working! Everything's stored successfully. Should be fine until I have Norman assign Harry some more server space. And he'll be glad to when he sees what the stations have been doing. Empire State University, the old alma mater, and holder of my student loans.
Spider-Man. So my tracker picked up some more people who were at the party and might have gotten, you know.
This is Ethan Albright, a biochem TA. Didn't show up for class. My software picked him up in a photo, but there's other pics from the same location and he's gone.
Still our best shot. I'll try to find the place. Thanks. Philip's photo is my only lead again. I gotta find this location. The picture shows elevated train tracks, like the ones up in East Harlem.
Spider-Man, I talked to Carlos. He felt fine until he got to the barbecue. Whatever happened to him kicked in after the Halloween party.
A delayed reaction. That's not good. There could be corrupted walking time bombs all over Manhattan. There are no elevated train tracks south of the university. I need to head north. I think I'm going the wrong way. Nice. I think this is pretty far north of ESU. I love photography. Nice composition, if I do say so myself. That's a keeper. Masterpiece. I think these tracks are in East Harlem. Lee's corruption is frightening. Literally no one's safe. I'm used to hostile New Yorkers. This is a whole new level. Good thing I've got Philip on my side. That That guy has some impressive skills. If I find the East Harlem elevated train tracks, I can follow them to this location. I see elevated train tracks. Those are northeast of ESU. L trains could mean Harlem. Looks like there's a bridge at the end of the tracks. L trains could mean Harlem. If I find the East Harlem elevated train tracks, looks like there's a bridge at the end of the tracks. I think this is pretty far north of ESU. I think these tracks are in East Harlem. Avengers Tower is so cool. But they're never around to use it. I think they're probably somewhere on the West Coast right now. Probably surfing or something. I see elevated train tracks. Those are northeast of ESU.
Hey, before you go, can you please tell me something?
If I find the East Harlem elevated train tracks, I can follow them to this location. Looks like there's a bridge at the end of the tracks. I think this is pretty far north of ESU. I see elevated train tracks. Those are northeast of ESU. I'm on the right track. Literally. I should be able to follow these to where the photo was taken. L trains could mean Harlem. I think these tracks are... Looks like there's a bridge at the end of the tracks. I think these tracks are in East Harlem. L trains could mean Harlem. If I find the East Harlem elevated train tracks, I can follow them to this location. I see elevated train tracks. Those are northeast of ESU. I think this is pretty far north of ESU. I think this is... If I find the East Harlem elevated train tracks, I can follow them to this location. I think these tracks are in East Harlem. Looks like there's a bridge at the end of the tracks. L trains could mean Harlem. I see elevated train tracks. Those are northeast of ESU. L trains could mean Harlem. I think this is pretty far north of ESU. I see elevated train tracks. Those are northeast of ESU. If I find the East Harlem elevated train tracks, I can follow them to this location. I think these tracks are in East Harlem. Looks like there's a bridge at the end of the tracks. Uh-oh. Looks like I might be too late. This is it. No corrupted students, but it looks like they've been here. What happened?
A bunch of maniacs going wild. They were high or something. Ran off up the street.
Gotta find them before someone gets hurt a lot worse.
Help!
There they are.
Buddy!
Time to end this.
Please, help us!
Lee corrupted a lot of people at the Halloween party.
Do it again!
The sooner I get you guys back to normal, the better.
Your eyes out. You'll finally see.
Door's locked. No time to be polite about it. I think that's it. I was just drinking my latte, thinking about this one time I got mugged. And I saw this big crowd of people, and it's like someone flipped a switch. You should be fine now. Though maybe you should switch to decaf.
This station may be safe, because it's helping test an Oscorp military application, cloaking tech. But I don't love using armed drones to test it. Someone might get hurt.
Not if I'm the one who tests it. Let's see if I can integrate the cloaking tech with my suit. Success! Energy field interferes with my web gadgets. Not exactly a keeper. Uh-oh. Those armed drones are malfunctioning. They're dangerous, and the self-destruct signal's not working from here. But cloaked, I can get close enough to trigger the destruct mechanism. That drone didn't go far. I'll download its data before I wreck it, so they can ID the problem. Okay, I need to get within 10 meters of the drone to stop it, and I'll need to be cloaked. Nailed it! Now I've got to go visible again so I can swing to the others. Drone, but your data lives on. Than me. Didn't see it coming, did you? Nailed it. Now I've got to go visible again so I can swing to the others. Gotcha! Boom! Drone, but your data lives on. Better you than me. Didn't see it coming, did you? I'm always breaking stuff. Another one bites the dust. Scratch one drone. Are these armed drones even legal? Stealth Spidey strikes again. Stealth mode was fun, but it's not worth losing my webs over. Hopefully Oscorp will figure out armed drones in Manhattan are not a good idea. But I'm not holding my breath. Now they've got the data they need. And the stealth tech is promising, even if it needs work. I think Harry's station is safe. And if they ever work the bugs out, maybe I'll whip myself up a stealth suit.
Don't mind me.
Wow!
Yuri, this whole street's been taken over by Riker's inmates.
We've had calls from people who are afraid to leave their buildings.
Tell them to stay inside a little longer. There's gonna be some street cleaning.
Gonna make you pay for that! We got an intruder! It's the spider!
Typical New York. A vacancy opens up and everyone's rushing to take it.
Felt that one, didn't you? How you like this? Don't lose him!
More of them? Guys, this isn't necessary. I'm already scared straight.
Spiderman, I've spoken to people on the block who say the escapees tried to break into their buildings.
Fits with what I heard. They want to take one over.
They'll be a lot easier to deal with on the street, without hostages.
I'm working on it. Talk to you soon. backups here! Great! Okay, you guys sing doo-wah, and I'll sing lead.
Take this!
Hey, great to see you guys! We don't have backup or reinforcements here. Just people, you dig?
Moving fast! Don't lose him!
Captain, the block's quiet. Everyone in an orange jumpsuit is down for the count.
Great job. If they'd gotten into a residential building, they'd have done a lot of damage. Good news. A Rikers escapee we picked up says they've stopped establishing bases.
What brought that on?
You. They decided the bases make them too easy to find. They've gone back on the run, smaller groups.
Picking them off a few at a time takes longer, but it's safer. Especially for New York.
Exactly. Nice going.
Spiderman, the situation's under control.
Atlantic Avenue. Now show us about 8 minutes out. Outside the Manhattan Bridge.
Hey, Pete, do you remember that steam pipe explosion when we were kids? Well, that's what Mom built this station to prevent. It monitors the pressure in the pipes and pinpoints trouble spots.
There's a dangerous pressure buildup happening now. I've got to do something about it fast. Oscorp's satellites take seismic images of what's under the streets. If I hit the ground hard enough in the right spots, they can show me the high pressure points. Pressure like this usually means clogged release valves. Once I find them, I should be able to jar the clogs loose with another ground pound. Got my lenses tuned to the research station. High pressure will show up red, normal is blue. Okay, time to move. I've got to drop onto the street hard to generate enough force. Found a trouble spot. Sorry. Did it. But that's not the only danger zone. I need to locate the other pressure points. Better hit the ground somewhere else to get a reading. I don't have much time. If Oscorp was actually using Harry's station, they'd have found the problem before it got this bad. Of course, if there is an explosion, they'll blame it on Harry. Fixed it. But we're not out of the woods yet. Gotta hurry. There's the spot. Always helps to take the pressure off. Wish it was that easy for life in general. Harry's station prevented a major explosion. They can't justify closing it down now. Not a bad day's work.
Traffic to an isolated tag. Copy.
207, kidnapping reported. Nearest unit, please respond. Officers needed in God's Acre. Over.
You speak English? Gotta take them all out.
Watch out!
Done better. Captain, these Sable guys look like they forced all the residents out of a building so they could occupy it themselves. And locked up the ones who objected.
Okay, that I can get something done about. But I need victims to come forward.
I'll get the people out and have them file reports with the police.